Hello, welcome. I'm Vishwanath Embar. In this tutorial, we will discuss about another Python data type called list. In the previous chapter, we have discussed about the string data type. Let me create a Python file and we will start discussing about the list data type. Firstly, let us understand what is list. So, list is a collection data type in Python. List can contain similar or different data type. List allows duplicate values. Lists are used to store multiple items in a single variable. List items are ordered. List is a mutable or changeable. Lists are one of the 4 built-in data types in Python used to store collections of data. So let us understand by creating a list. Now let us understand how to create the list. Creating a list. To create a list, we can create using square bracket list1 equal to, let me get 10, 20, 30, 40. Here we have said list is a collection data type which can contain similar or different data types. I can have here some string also, or Raj or Shyam, etc. We can have a different kinds of data, or you can even have floating point value 10.11, something like this. So this is one way of creating a data list. This is one of the way to create a list. Another way to create a list is list2 equal to, we can use a list constructor. List of, within the parenthesis we can specify the data types 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, like this. So this is the method 1. This is method 2. There are 2 ways we can create a list data type. Now we have created a 2 lists using 2 different ways. Now let us understand how to access these list items. Accessing list items. So list items can be accessed using index. We can access using indexing. For example, let me print list 1 of 0. 0 means first index item 10 should get printed. So 10 is printed. We can also access multiple items within the list using index. For example, list 1 of 0, 3, 0:3. It means it will print items from index 0, 1 and 2. 3 will be excluded. Remember, 3 is excluded. Till 3 it will print. For example, 0, 1, 2. It will print 10, 20 and 30. See here, we can see 10, 20 and 30. And we can also use a negative indexing. Negative indexing to access the elements from the last or in a reverse order. For example, print list 1 of -1. -1 means this is the last item in the list, will get displayed. 10.11 should be displayed. You can see here 10.11 is displayed. For example, print list of -2. What it should display here, list 1 of -2 is it should display sham. It is displaying sham. So we can also reverse the list using one single statement. Reverse a list. For example, print here colon -1. Print list 1 of colon -1. Here 1 is a step count. It will print 1 -1 means from the last it will print 1 by 1. Each index will get printed. See, list is displayed here in reverse order. Here 10 is 0.11 is at last, here it is first. Here 10 is at first, here 10 is at last. So we can simply reverse the list using one single statement. Colon -1. This is called step count. This is a starting index, ending index, step count. Now let us understand, check whether particular check item present in list or not using in or not in operators. Print, for example, we have list 1, 10 in list 1. Let me print 10 in list 1. It should print 2. It should print true because 10 is present in list 1. See, you can see it is printed true. If I say print 10 not in list 1, it should print false because 10 is present, so not in is becomes false. It is printing false. So in this way we can check whether a particular item is present or not present in the list using in and not in operators. Now let us understand changing list item. How we can change the list item? For example, I want to change the first item in the list from 10 to 100. What I can do is list 1 of 0 equal to 100. Now if I print a list 1 again, in place of 10 it will display 100. See, here 100 is displayed in place of 10. Initially it was 10 here. Initially if we print a list 1 here, say it is 10 here at the start, here it will become 100 because we have assigned another value. You can change multiple values in a list. For example, list 1 of 1 to 3 means index 1 and index 2 will be values we want to change, equal to, say for example I want to change to 200, 300. Now it is 20 and 30. If I print list 1 now, after assigning these values, it should become 200 and 300. It will change at index 1 and index 2. Index 3 will be excluded because till 3, 1:1:3 means it is till 3. 3 is excluded. See, here you can see 100, 200 and 300. So here 20 and 30 is changed by 200 and 300. So in this way we can change the list item by using a index and assignment operator. Now let us understand adding new item to a list. How to add a new item? We can use insert method, we can use append method, we can also use extend methods to add a new item to the list. For example, let us use insert method. list 1 dot insert, it will ask two parameters, index number. If you want to insert the starting position 0, comma, I want to say, let us say new item. I have inserted one string at the starting position. Now let us print the list 1. See here, new item is getting added. So index. Similarly, if we want to insert at some other position, you can also do that. Say, let us say another new. This time I want to insert at position number 3. 3 means 0, 1, 2 and 3. After 200, this item will be inserted. Let me print this list 1 again. See, after 200, another new got inserted. In this way, you can use an insert method to add an item to the list at a specified index. We need to specify the index here. And we can also use append method. Append method will add at the end. Append means add item to the end of list. For example, list 1 dot append of 1, 2, 3, comma. Let us add one item and see. I have appended 1, 2, 3. Now let us print a list 1. So we can see 1, 2, 3 is added at the end of the list. So extend is another one. Extend is to add another collection. To add another collection to the list. We can add a multiple items, that is another collection, to the list using extend method. For example, now we have two lists here, list 1 and list 2. I will add the list 2 items to the list 1. Let us see how it will happen. For example, list 1 dot extend of list 2. Now all the items in the list 2 will be added to list 1. Print of list 1. See, we can see here all the items 100, 200, 300, 400, all the items in the list 2, 100, 200, 300, 400 and 500 has been added to list 1. We have printed the list 1 here. So in this way we can use insert, append and extend methods to add new item to the list. Now let us understand how to remove an item from the list. How to remove an item from the list. We can use pop method, we can use remove method, we can also use del to remove an item from the list. For example, say let us now the list contains, let us print the list 1 now. List 1 is now having this many items. I want to remove, let us say 500 or say let us say 400 from the list. Let me remove that. List 1 dot remove of 400. Now if I print the list 1 again, 400 will not be available. So you can see 400 has been removed. So this remove method will remove based on the item that is specified. We need to specify the item here. And pop method will remove the based on the index. For example, let us say I want to remove this new item based on the index. Index of this first item is 0. So let me print list 1 dot pop of index is 0. Let me give, or let us say I will give index 1. 100 should be removed. So now if I print here list 1, 100 should not be available. See, we can see 100 here it was present, here 100 has been removed. Similarly, we can also use del to remove a particular item based on the index. Here also we are giving an index, here we need to specify a number. Here one more method, del list 1 of. Now let us say I want to remove item from index 2. Print of list 1. Here 0, 1 and 2, another new. This item should be removed now. So if I run here, see, another new. This item has been removed from this list. So now we have understood 3 ways. Pop removes based on the index. Remove an item from the list based on the given value or item from the list. Delete again removes the item from the list based on the index. Now we also have one more method called clear. Removes all item from the list. Removes all items from the list, but list will be present, but it will create an empty list. It will create an empty list. For example, clear, for example, list 1 dot clear. List 1 dot clear. If I print the list 1 now, print of list 1, it will give an empty, it will display an empty list. You can see here it is an empty list, no items, just 2 square brackets are displayed. Let me create one more list called list 3. Let me add some values here, 10, 40, 1, 4, 5, 8. So this is a list. Let us understand how to loop through a list, access using the for loop. Now let us understand how to access the list items using a for loop. For x in list 3 print x. So it will print the items from this list 3 one by one. Let us run this program. We can see 10, 40, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 is getting printed here. Just let me add some something here to distinguish. So we can see here all the items are getting printed one by one. So one more way, we can loop using index as well. Index, that is using a range and length method. Loop using range and length. For example, for y in range of length of list 3, print list 3 of y. Say, let me add some line here to distinguish two outputs. So here we are in range. Range we can also specify starting range. Starting by default it will start from 0. We can also specify 0. 0 till the length of the list. Minus 1 means it will loop from index 0 till the length. So here some error is coming. What is the error? Okay. Here is a problem. Indentation is very important in Python. So there was a space here. So let me remove this. Now it should work. So see here. So again we have looped through the list using index here. This is the first output. This is the second output after this line. So we have used range and length method. Range method is used for looping through a list from list using a index. Here length will give a length of the list. Length of the list will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So since range method will start from 0 to 6, it will work like this. It will loop from 0, index 0, colon 6, it will evaluate like this, but 6 will be excluded because that is the feature of the range method. This last till 6 it will go, but 6 will be excluded. It means it will loop from index 0 to index 5. So it means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So in this way you can loop through a list using for loop. You can also use a while loop. We will learn later about the loops, but this is just to understand how we can use loops to access the items in the list. So access the list items using while loop. First we will find the length of the list using len, and let us take one more variable, initialize it to 0. While m is less than l, it means this will give the length of the list. Length of the list will be evaluated to 6. It will get evaluated to 6 because there are 6 items in list 3. Here 6 items are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and we will take some variable which will be initialized to 0. It means while it is less than 6, m is 0 now in the first loop, and it will print list 3 of m, list 3 of 0. 0 means first items, 10 will get printed like this. It is, and next we will increase the m to m plus 1, and next time list 3 of 1 will get printed. List 3 of 1 is first index, that is 40. Like this it will run the loop, and when it becomes 6 it will stop here. This is the basic logic of while loop, and we will learn about the loop in the coming chapters. So let us summarize what we have discussed about the lists. So firstly we have discussed what is list. List is a collection data type in Python. It can contain similar or different data type. Means similar means it can only have some integer or string etc., or it can have a combination of integer, string, floating point etc. So list can allow duplicators. We can add one more duplicate value 10 here like this. It allows a duplicate values. Lists are used to store multiple items in a single variables. It means this is a one variable, it can store multiple items. Lists are ordered. It means we can access them using index. It will remain in the same order as we specified here. Lists are mutable or changeable. It means we can change the value of a particular index in the list. Lists are one of the 4 built-in data types used to store collection of data. And we have learnt here creating a list and accessing the list items using index or negative index. Check whether a particular item is present in a list or not using in or not in operator. Changing a list item using assignment operator and indexing. Adding a new items to the list using these three methods: insert, append and extend. And we have also learnt about how to remove an item from the list using pop, remove, delete method. We can also do a clear the list using clear method. It will remove all the items from the list and it will give an empty list. And finally we have learned how to loop through a list using for and while loop. This is the first part of a list. We will continue some more concepts in the next chapter. Please practice. I hope it is useful for you. Thank you for watching.